Hi, everyone. I'm with Ali. Ali, gosh, so much to say about you. It's such a pleasure to do this with you. Off the top, before Ali introduces herself, I'm going to say that she's taken everything and all the learnings and all the information that she's gathered while being here, also getting to know the patients as much as she has. And she's created her own YouTube channel where she's sharing info and data. And so we'll link to that in the notes. Give us a sense of your steroid story, like how your eczema, your TSW story, how did you even get to this situation in the first place?
Sure. So, my topical steroid withdrawal journey began in July 2022. Prior to all that, I had eczema as a baby, like most of us. I actually had worse asthma than I did eczema. So I was on oral prednisone, through childhood and teenage years. It was never really that bad. And it got to my mid-20s, actually, and I'd moved to a different state in Australia. And funnily enough, I'd actually come to Thailand, and I was on a holiday, and I came back, and I ended up with a viral skin infection.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
How long ago was this?
This was in 2018.
Okay.
2018. So that's pretty much where it started. And from that, my skin ended up getting worse from that infection. I was on, like I said, the antibiotics, but then I was also working in an environment that was a highly stressful workplace. And it was shift work. It was, hot desking. So coming in and out and replacing each other on shift and, wiping down the desks and all those different chemicals that we'd be exposed to, knowing what we know now about allergens and irritants. And so between those two things, having the infection and then the highly stressful work situation and all the cleaning chemicals, it's hard to really say which one was the problem. But I guess, it could be a combination of everything. Yeah. So from there, I was in and out of the doctor's offices, prescribed more and more steroids, referred to dermatologists, more steroids, and told to mix them in with my moisturizers and apply them liberally, 3 times a day, mind you, as well. And looking back on that now, it just seems crazy, but it is what it is. This is life, as Jay would say. So from there, I kept going with the steroids, and that was at least another couple of years later. So this is bringing me up until 2022 now.
Wow.
And I went on some long-term leave with work, and I was researching the heck out of skin conditions on YouTube and trying to work out an answer for this thing because my skin was just getting worse and worse and worse. So I believe I was in the addiction stage now. And it got to the point I was applying the steroids, and then within 24 hours it'd be back again and I'd be putting more on. I thought, what's going on here? This isn't normal. I do not want to live the rest of my life having to apply this cream to make me have some relief. So came across a YouTube video, learned about topical steroid withdrawal, and as soon as I heard that was even a thing, there was absolutely no question for me. I knew that this is what I have been waiting for. I've been waiting to put a name to this thing, and I finally had it. And I felt like, a light bulb moment. Everything just clicked within me, and that was it. I stopped using the cream. I didn't look into it any further than that. And if I had have, I think, I don't know if I would have continued.
Because you didn't know what road you were embarking on.
No idea. And we know it's extreme.
We have no idea what we're signing up for.
Oh, and the hardest thing I've ever had to live through. Like many of us.
But look at you now.
I know, look at me now. And, I felt I was watching all of these healing stories. So from there, I was joining the Facebook communities for people who were going through topical steroid withdrawal. And I was looking at these healing stories thinking, people were posting, I'm 2 years steroid free. And I just remember thinking, I don't know how I'm ever going to get to 2 years when I can't even get through 2 months or 2 weeks. It was excruciating. But here I am.
Here you are, and you look amazing.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. Do you remember what YouTube video it was that was like, aha?
Yes.
Light bulb.
Her name is Misfit and Nerdy.
Me too.
Oh, really? Oh, no way.
Sorry, that was a real moment.
That is cool.
That's how I found out about this.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You start withdrawal.
Mm-hmm.
How long before you get to Bangkok are you in withdrawal?
1.5 years. So I think as I've come to Thailand, yeah, I clicked over my 2 year mark while I was in Thailand in July, this July.
What were you like when you were at home? Describe the symptoms that got you the most.
Um, Probably oozing was my one of my biggest ones. Not full body ooze, but I mean, it's enough to drive anyone crazy when you're sticking to your sheets, you're sticking to your clothes, and you can just never get comfortable. And that smell that comes with it is not great.
Okay, so how did you find out about CAP?
Facebook from
Okay.
the Facebook groups.
Okay.
Marriott's posts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, I remember she started posting on there.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, she did. So I was just looking at her healing photos and just seeing that healthy skin coming back, and I just dreamed of that. So yeah, I showed my family, my partner, my mom, and yeah, everyone's just like, you need to do this. I mean, I was at my wit's end by then. I mean, this is leading right up to coming to Thailand.
Yeah. You're rock bottom.
Left.
You're rock
Absolute
bottom.
rock bottom.
Yeah.
And I think I was just this shell of a person existing. And I remember sitting there and just staring at the wall and just feeling like I can literally wave my hand in front of me right now, and I just feel like there's just nothing left of me. I'm literally existing between this world and another. That's how I felt. It's not just a physical thing, as we say, and as I said before, but there's a lot of stored trauma there. And I remember coming here to have CAP. I think I was it was the same day we went out for that meetup at your visa run, and I'd realized I'd come home after that, and I'd spent maybe not 8 hours, maybe 5 to 6 hours there or something. You took forever for your visa run. Remember, your lineup was pretty long, but I just realized what I'd done when I came home. I'd been outside. I wasn't itching. I wasn't totally consumed by my skin. I was enjoying some time with some beautiful people, and I didn't even think anything of it. So somehow, somewhere in between that, I went from feeling so itchy and inflamed and horrible to this feeling of being comfortable in my own skin, but I can't pinpoint when that was.
How many treatments was that?
That would have been about 8 treatments in.
I mean, that's telling, right? In and of itself.
But the emotion that came with that, Aliya, of realizing, because I looked back on a video that I had recorded the previous December, saying how much I wish I could just go to the shops and do my grocery shopping and eat my food around my family and friends and just not be consumed by my skin. But I'd just done that.
That was a really special day too for you because you bought all your gear.
Yeah, I did for my YouTube
for
channel.
your YouTube channel.
I did.
Yeah, it was a very big day for you too. Thank you for sharing that with us. So you get to Bangkok. You're in a total bad state. You come to the clinic. Describe that feeling and then describe things that you learned about your specific case in the induction that you had with Jay, who was conducting the inductions at that point.
Yeah, I just felt like as soon as I walked in that door, I just knew I was in the right place. I think we can all relate to that, right? And that feeling of, people who look like me, and I don't have to hide my skin, or I don't have to be, embarrassed of people looking at me and just knowing that I don't look great, because they get it, and you just feel a sense of peace with that. And I don't know, it was almost like a homecoming or something. It just felt like,
it's cathartic.
I'm okay. I'm here, and I'm gonna heal, and I'm around the right people.
People that look like you but also feel like you, functionally inside their bodies. They can understand this visceral pain.
Yeah.
That really is like a disability.
Something so powerful in finding your people who get it, and I had a very supportive family and friends, but I think it's so hard for someone to even understand what it feels like, even when they're supportive, right? They're trying to help their best as best they can, but they will never fully understand what it's like. Yeah. And you're, trapped inside this skin, wanting to scream out so badly to get people to really know what it feels like. And it wasn't until I came to Thailand that I knew these people completely. I don't have to explain myself. People get it,
Yeah.
So, it was really special.
And you're doing such a great job of bringing a light to that community aspect of it too. So thank you. Can I ask you now, we go into the induction, How much steroids have you used? What potency? Do you know? Can you give us a prognosis? And what did you learn about your case?
I've used approximately 1 kilogram of class 2 and 3 steroids. So,
what does that mean? Functionally, what does that mean for you and your life?
it means that my healing is going to take a long time to heal. Not, I was given 6 months by Jay initially, but that's the minimum, right? So that's enough to get my healing rate to 100%, wake up my skin cells to say, hey, you need to start proliferating and try and get back to that normal, healthy skin proliferation pattern. And to also learn the incredible knowledge that Jay shares. So yeah, I know that I can't just come here for 6 months and then that's it, I'm done, because the amount of steroids I use and the potency levels, it's going to take time for my skin cells to remember the normal healthy pattern. Mm-hmm. So we know that skin cells have memory. So it's easy for them to remember the steroid effects with that memory. So that because that they've been lowered. So what I like to say actually is, the skin cells are like the employees. The new employees, CAP's the teacher or the boss, right? And it's trying to educate these people and these cells.
That's a good description.
Yeah, I need to dumb it down for me because it's just, there's so much information, just to try and break it down to make sense of it all. But yeah, CAP will train the employees for 6 months, like hard training, right?
Once a week. Yeah,
once a week. You're going to do this is what you're going to do. Wake up, boys. Come on. Mm-hmm. And from there, you want to then try and extend the intervals out into, because you want to try and get them to go out on their own. So they're in the mentoring phase.
I like that.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're still being guided when they're in the mentor phase after that 6 months of weekly treatments. Mm-hmm. So in the mentoring phase, you're going to start going out to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, try and do 4 weeks, and then just see how you go. Yeah. And eventually you'll reach the maintenance phase of the once every 3 months. And that's where I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
So I know that my cells need to still be stimulated by CAP, because it's going to take a bit for them to adopt that pattern on their own. Mm-hmm. And that's what CAP's trying to get them to do. We're trying to send you out on the floor so you can manage this on your own.
Yeah.
But, some employees might not do so well, so they need extra training. So it's just going to be like a monitoring of when they're going to be ready. So I think it's hard to say, people who are asking about CAP, and I was one of them too. How long is it going to take? We don't know. Yeah. We don't know. We know that TSW is, it's a can of worms, isn't it? There's so much to that. There's so many layers to TSW itself. But then we've got CAP as the healing modality. There's still more and still knowledge that's being obtained through all of these people that are coming. So yeah, just trying to work out what that timeline is for me. I don't know yet. I just am here to try and get as much treatment as I possibly can and get myself into that maintenance stage and just continue those top-ups.
Remind me how long you've been here now.
9 months now.
9 months. Okay, yeah. Mm. I mean, I'm still at it at 2 years almost. Yeah. So May will be 2 years for me.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that though. Mm. I've given up, drugs for this, but I don't use anything. So for me, it was a really reasonable trade-off. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you some of the things you've learned during the process of these 9 months. I know we all say healing is not linear. Mm. And you've obviously had your ebbs and flows. Can you give us some lessons learned or pearls of wisdom based on some of the things that you've observed with your own skin?
Yeah. Look, I think the biggest thing for me was just really understanding that flares aren't random. And I came to Thailand and I had a full comprehensive allergy test like most of us do here, and I learned that I was severely allergic to dogs and quite allergic to dust mites as well. So I think having the knowledge there and understanding why I'm constantly flaring and having some answers there as well. I lived at home with 3 dogs. We'd moved back into mum and dad's house prior to coming to Thailand so that we could save money. So understanding now why I was in that constant state of flaring and just having more awareness about my environment and my skin. And Actually, funnily enough, I had prior to coming to Thailand, I actually found a doctor who recognized TSW in my hometown, and I went to him because I found it through the ITSEN Facebook group, the doctors sharing there, or another Facebook group, and yeah, he diagnosed me with topical steroid withdrawal. He wanted to sort of send me down the Elidel protopic route, and then I had already decided that I was coming for CAP by this point, and he didn't agree with it and didn't even want to talk about it. So he just basically said, look, it's your dog, that's it. You just need to get rid of your dog and you'll be fine. That's not going to happen, for one, but obviously that's a choice. But I actually knew, I thought by then maybe it just had something to do with the steroids. That's maybe why I was so sensitive to dogs and dust mites, of course, because my skin barrier is so impaired. I didn't think much of it till I learned about that and understood from Jay about how much it can affect our skin if you're around your allergens and your irritants, and how much of an important part that plays in your healing, and it can delay your healing.
Now, based on the strength of your skin, how long does it take for you to start to see, oh, okay, I'm in a place where I feel like I could be compromised?
It's hard to say. So I've been pretty good.
You've been great.
I've been pretty good. I've had it pretty good up until my recent trip to Vietnam, where I went for my third visa run, and there was a lot of smoke around, and I was there for 2 weeks. The first week was fine. I did notice a tiny little bit of sensitivity, but constantly kept my face clean, kept washing my face regularly, having showers, twice a day.
Stayed in your irritant-free place
as much as I could, trying to air out the place as well. But by the second week, there had been a lot of smoke around. People were burning their rubbish, and I think it might have even been some incense at one point and whatnot. So, yeah. And then on the plane ride home, I really flared around my eyes. So I'm actually still dealing with that a couple of weeks later now.
Okay.
And I'm kind of caught in that constant scratch cycle where I'm touching them because they're itchy and they're healing. They're itchy because they're healing, but I keep undoing it and
creating the damage. But it's hard,
it
right?
really is.
How do you feel right now?
Amazing. I really do. I just feel, like I said before at the start, I'm just so grateful. And I'm so much more appreciative of my skin now. For example, I appreciate washing up my dishes now because I can get my hands wet. And for so long, I couldn't do that. And I'd be watching people around me, in the kitchen doing that and desperately wanting to be able to do that, showering comfortably and being able to sleep normally. And I mean, there's nothing better than that, not being totally consumed by your skin.
Can I say that 9 months here, your partner is Brody, right? Some really amazing things happened while you've been here. You got engaged.
I did.
So congratulations on that. Like, it's so beautiful to me that things like that can happen in this tornado of chaos. And so when I was watching the images coming out of your trip and that really harmonious occasion, I was cheering for you. So
thank you.
Just congratulations on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just really, really grateful to my family for their support, my partner especially. He's been, makes me emotional thinking about it, but it's been amazing, and I'm just really, really lucky, and I hope everyone can get the healing that they deserve. We will all get there, and I think our voices are so much louder together, and we will win this. It will just take off. So yeah,
thank you.
That's it.
Thank you, Ali.